Okay, let's go. So, in the first part, we saw what the Morra Gambit is, and it's an attacking opening against the Sicilian defense. White goes 1e4 to c5. Well, I wanted to ask what we play here, but we have just given up the move. But anyways, after CD, what should white play now? This, so for the guys who are new, who have directly jumped to the second video, it's a question for them. But before you guys answer, I would recommend you guys please go and watch the first part. We have covered the basics of the Morra Gambit, how you should develop your pieces and which squares, and what is the point of the next move. So the next move, c3. Why are we giving up the pawn? Exactly. The answer for that is in the first part. Please go and watch it. I'm not going to cover it again because this is a completely new video now. We are going to see some new ideas. This is for the guys who have already seen the first part. Please find the link for the first part and do watch it. Okay, let's go. White sacks a pawn, black takes it, knight takes, and white develops all of his pieces. We have seen this. D6, all normal stuff. Black plays D6, and after bishop C4, we had seen in the first part that knight F6 would be a huge mistake from black's part. And why is that? Because that allows a dangerous tactic. Again, the answer to all of your questions are in the first part. If you guys are new to this channel, then please do watch the first part. Okay, so for those who have watched the first part and who have come here for the second part, and they have come for a specific purpose, and they are ready with the question. And the question is, what if black plays the move e6 and stops all our dreams on this long diagonal? Well, absolutely, that's you have come to the right place. This is the course of the video, right? And we'll see how to respond to this. And the first move is very simple. I think you might be able to guess it. Yes, it's castles. White gets his army ready now. It's ready for attack. Well, black is still not ready. And why do I say that? I say that because knight and bishop are just sleeping, guys. They have to come out. They need 2 moves. Black basically needs 2 moves to get his army ready. And, well, you guys have seen war. I mean, at least war movies. I was about to say you guys have seen war. None of us have seen war here, except if you guys are, if any of the audience is from military background. But I think you guys have seen war movies, and if you're late, you know what happens, right? You get slayed. So this is what white takes, white exploits, right? So after knight f6, black needs 2 moves to get castled, but white plays a mysterious queen move, guys. And this is the secret sauce to this opening. And I'm laughing because I'm using some fancy words. But yeah, this is a very important moment here. I should have actually asked you the question, but anyway, you guys have to remember this mysterious queen move, and the point will become clear. Why is this important? After bishop e7, can you guys guess? Are there any um, experienced players in the audience who can comment? Well, it's a very obvious move, and it justifies queen e2, and it's rook d1. Well, I apologize if if I've hurt some people by saying experienced audience, but this opening is for everybody. Experienced, unexperienced, um, beginners, tournament players, and of course, even I think GMs have played this, so there's no question about this opening. But if you're new, then try to focus, try to grasp the ideas, right? Okay, rook d1. What's the point of that move? Any guesses? We are eyeballing the queen, guys. Simple. And if black is asleep, if black is a newbie, if black has just eaten a lot and he's asleep, basically, then he'll castle, right? And then what do? We play e5, right? And he takes. We take the queen. Game over. Video over? No, 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 no. Well, this is this is if your opponent is a beginner and he doesn't understand chess, and of course you're gonna bombard him, right? Right in the center. And if he takes, you're too lucky, right? You take the queen. The video is not over, but yeah. Hold on a sec is what some of you might be saying. What if black doesn't do the castling? What if he sidesteps, or what if he stops our plan? Well, there are two things you need to consider here, and one is queen c7, of course, and one is the direct e5, which just stops the e5 move, right? Yes. So let's deal with them, right? Queen c7, and you see how we are exploiting the development. Guys, he needs one move, and we are gonna put a lot of questions, right, before he gets to castling, right? So white to play. What should white do is the question. And if there is the audience which has seen the first part, the move is reminiscent of the first part. We attack the queen, guys. We follow the lady and ask her the question again, right? Where does the queen move? Queen to b8, logical. And we bring in more firepower, right? We had how many attackers? We had 1, 2 attackers. We bring the third one, and the d6 point is collapsing. Hold on a sec, but you might be like, what if I push e5? Exactly. And look at that bishop now. This opening, I love this opening so much because one thing leads to another. Like if black goes to defend some of the dark squares, then light squares open up. And if he goes to defend light squares, well, he cannot now. But in some other lines we'll see, then that pawn that we gave up in the beginning just has its say, guys. I mean, it's dead, but it's talking from there. It's saying, hey, you took me, but I'm gonna make you pay for that, right? So after e5, white goes bishop g5. Look at this position, the resulting position. You might be wondering, so what? I'll just castle. After bishop f6, boom, and greedy people assemble. Gf6, no, that's the way to lose the game. And I think after knight h4, white just retains a huge plus. And well, this position I think is better for white. There's a weakness. There's a backward pawn to attack. This bishop is a monster. The g file is open. Well, I think that's more like that's a lot of compensation for one pawn, right? So we leave this position here, right? And if of course here after castles bishop f6, if black takes with the bishop, which is the best move, I think, and then knight into d6, we have a pawn back. We have a beautiful knight on d6. It's putting pressure, and we have a good position again. Okay, now let's go back. Now the second critical line where some of you might be screaming, hold on a sec, after rook d1, what if I don't waste my move with the queen, and what if I stop your plan immediately after e5? Logical? That's also one of the played moves in the position. Well, all of this is I would not say theory, but they are well-known ideas in the Smith-Morra. So after e5, white again keeps his development tight. Like he goes bishop e3. He doesn't do anything stupid. He develops his bishop to e3. And sorry. One sec. Okay, so after e5, we go bishop e3. And after castles, rook c1. Well, this is a position where a lot of people kind of have doubts, and they're like, what is this position? Like, what are we playing for? What does white have here? Well, there are a couple of things that white has. One is the d5 square, which can be accessed right away, and one is the open c file, semi-open d file, and this backward pawn that black has. All of these combined give a lot of chances for white, right? It's a position from where all the results are possible, right? I have myself played this opening and this particular position a lot of times in the classical chess over the board, and I have had my losses. I've had my wins, fair share of wins also. Very few draws, which is very important if you're a very ambitious player, right? So let's see a sample line. The most logical which I've faced in my games is bishop g4, and well, I'm not picking this up from any engine or something. I'm just sharing my memory here, whatever I played over the years. So after bishop g4, there's a very nice line. We go h3, bishop h5, we play g4, and after bishop g6, white plays this very tricky move, knight h4, right? And am I teaching this opening to lose or something? Hey, wait, what are you doing? There's an e4 pawn for the grab. And I have won a couple of games like this. If knight takes e4, that's a big blunder. Can you guys tell me why is that a blunder? Tactics time here. You have to find the right move. White goes knight takes g6. And if now black takes, then white retains a piece, and he's a piece up. And if knight takes c3, black is saying, hey, if you take, I also take your piece. But the problem is there's an intermediate check, and white again is a piece up, and this position should be winning. And if we go back a little, and you might be, some of you might be like, so what? I take it with a bishop. White to play again. I have had this position. I'll show you some more moves that will prove that I have had this position. And what do we do here? Well, the move is easy to guess. Not so easy if you are not a regular player, but easy if you're a regular player, if you're doing your tactics right. Don't ask me what are tactics now. If you ask me what are tactics, then maybe you will need a different video which will come up with in the future. But the move is, guys, hope you guys found the move. The move is g5, a weird tactic, but yes, it wins material because now if the knight moves, the bishop is hanging, and well, if there are very few things that black can do here. I think one of the things that I remember that happened in my tournament game was maybe there was an attack which came up. Kind of a small attack, but after this position, guys, if you're a decent player, I mean, you will comfortably convert this, right? It's a piece up. Say knight goes to d7, you just take, bishop takes. You just move your knight back, or yeah, and this position should be easy, right? The d6 is hanging. Everything is collapsing here, right? Okay, so let's go back. So what remains? Nothing, right? So does that mean that Sicilian defense has been put to silence? Well, no, that's not true. These positions are double-edged, I would say. I'm giving you the correct assessment here, so that you have a tool which can be used. Also, at the same time, you should know that black is also playing for win. He's not. You should always keep in mind that your opponent is also a strong player, right? That's how you'll be a better player yourself. Okay, and what remains? Yes. So basically, this is it, guys. In the Scheveningen structure, as this E6 is called here, when black goes E6, we call it as a Scheveningen structure. And we have three critical positions, right? One is, let me quickly bring up those. One is this, where white has to find this move rook d1. And if you win the game, if your opponent doesn't pay attention, then you win right away. But if your opponent pays attention and chooses queen c7, if queen c7, you're happy again, because we know that that's also no good for black. But I think the most challenging out of all this is after e5 is to play a very solid positional game from white side, which a lot of players kind of struggle with. Well, one thing in chess is I mean, you should lock one thing in chess, that to get better, you should be very, very strong positionally. So you should be able to play. You should know where your pieces belong to. And bishop e3 is such a classy move. It kind of prevents future knight d4s if there's a pin, etc. And yeah, we will leave it here, guys. After rook c1, there are a lot of approaches from black. One of them is bishop g4, which I showed, and there's also bishop e6, and which is not so popular. Bishop g4 is the most popular, and well, bishop e6, you just take and you just go b4, and but I'll leave that to you guys. I mean, after this, white still retains a good position, and he's having a healthy, I mean, not a healthy winning, a healthy advantage or something. The position is equal and is open for fight, which we all like, right? And practically, I've seen that black players find it really difficult, um, to defend, right? So we leave it there. If you have any questions, please do put them in the comments box. And we have a nice quote today as well by Mikhail Tal. Take your opponent into a deep dark forest where 2 plus 2 equals 5, right? And the path leading out is only sufficient for 1. And it perfectly suits the opening that we are having at our hands. So good luck. And if you guys use it, do let us know in the comment section. Keep playing chess, keep enjoying the game, keep enjoying the beautiful game. Until next, I am gonna come up with future parts of this. Do like the video, and we got good response from the first video, so here's the second. And if there's good response in the second, we'll go to the third. There are some more things you should know in this opening, which will be covered. So yeah, that is it from my side. Hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.